So here I am. I got the family in the car, a nice little hybrid, and the kids are in the back seat, driving out in the desert. There's no gas stations anywhere. So cruising along, and I'm like, oh my goodness, we're getting low on gas. I'm looking at the wife, and she's got the little grin on her. Look back in the back seat, kids' eyes are like, what? These, there's no gas station. We're about to run out of gas. I make the car jerk. The kids are like, ah, ah. And I'm like, well, what's the matter? I mean, kids, you might have to get out and push the car. They're like, no, daddy, we can't push the car. I'm like, but the next fuel stop's like 10 miles away, and they're crying back there, tears rolling down. But daddy, we're not strong enough to push the car. We can't do it. They're five. Of course they can. So Jeff Youngs, he came out with some facts I want to share with you from 2011. Initially combining the best of combustion and electric propulsion, the vehicles of the new option might revolutionize the fuel efficiency of transportation. The world's first hybrid vehicle was called the Mixte, and this was built by Mr. Porsche, found of Porsche, in 1902. That's a century ago, folks. Hybrids are generally more fuel efficient than diesel and gasoline powered vehicles, and some hybrids deliver more than 50 miles to the gallon in a city. They also produce up to 90% fewer pollutants compared to a traditional combustion engine. There is no need to plug it in because a car's small combustion engine generates electricity for the vehicle, and the battery starts recharging. Not like the Tesla where you got to plug it in. There's also extensive warranties on some of the hybrids that are coming out now. Hybrids are not a fad. Nearly every automaker from Chevrolet to Honda to Rolls-Royce and Ferrari have announced a hybrid program. And the environment is like it too because that they are used for commercial purposes only, which is good for the environment. The government might offer rebates and incentives as well for hybrids, meaning that they're less expensive than people think. Hybrid cars depreciate at a slower rate than the combustion engine, and they could be better financial investment in some cases. The facts of a hybrid car, the technology is still relatively a new thing, and there's a lot of confusion surrounding about the hybrid cars. If you're considering about buying a hybrid, please read about it, about some of the myths and misconceptions, but I'm going to go over some of that with you tonight. The environment of hybrid cars use less fuel than fuel cars. As I said earlier, the Toyota Prius, 60 miles to the gallon in the city, 51 on the motorways. And they're saying their Prius can travel up to 600 miles on a tank of gas. And this is no hyper milling technique, which, riding in ideal conditions, achieve an amazing distance on one fuel tank. However, 400 miles should be easy even in cold weather. All electric cars and hybrids use regenerative charging. When you apply on the brakes on your car, the engine transfers a portion of its power back to the battery, recharging the battery. You don't have to plug it in like that Tesla. That means you don't have to worry about that, folks. You just drive it like it's a normal car. It will take care of itself. Early hybrids lack power, but with the new generations, they can perform just as well as traditional fuel power cars. The Lexus GS 450H performs really well from 0 to 60 in road tests, and they boast a 300 horsepower. That's incredible, and they're just as good as the fuel efficient. Hybrid cars are also incredibly quiet and comfortable to drive. When you're on the motorways, the car handles just like a fuel-powered car. When you're stuck in traffic, though, in town, engine shuts down and it runs on the batteries. You're not sitting there burning all that fuel. Money just going away. And it's seamless. It transitions and you don't even know what's happening. The total cost of buying a hybrid car, it could cost you 15 to 25% more than buying a brand new car. However, with the lifetime of owning your car, this cost will run you over several times, over and over. Driving a lot in the city, you might get the greener vehicle discount. This could save you up to $2,000 a year. In addition, you will save 15 to 20% on fuel cost alone compared to a normal car. If you do a lot of driving, especially in the city, these savings add up quickly. The downside, there's always a downside, is the powertrain is far more complex and it costs more to repair and for the parts. However, This is something you can expect as we change hybrids become more common. The future of hybrids, there are several variations of hybrids fighting for control of the market in the moment, including petrol, diesel, flex fuel, which uses ethanol, and the plug-in hybrids. Over the next few years, we can expect to see the technology become more streamlined, and we'll see improvements in thermal efficiency, improving the performance even in the cold days, and hopefully easier of maintenance. Hybrid cars, they are rechargeable, they're on batteries, and gasoline engines. They help reduce fuel emissions since a car runs on the batteries. In the early times, they were called semper vivius, which meant always alive. And we know the first hybrid was the Toyota Prius. It was manufactured in 1997. They're good for the environment. The world's facing issues like global warming. It reduces 90% of toxins. Hybrid cars are very economical as they give you a lot of mileage, 50 to 60 miles to the gallon, and they use just 1/3 of gas which is used by conventional cars. Hybrids do not require any plug-ins. They are recharged automatically as you drive, and it's seamlessly as it goes through. They are made of very expensive parts, but they come with warranties which promise free replacement. A lot of the dealers will do that for you. Hybrid cars are not only approved by environmentalists, but they're the capitalists because of the amount it saves on gasoline. Buying a hybrid is a sound investment and an excellent resale value. When heavy developments began in the early 90s, it said that some of the manufacturers donated billions of dollars towards the research of this hybrid technology. That's what made them quiet, run smoother, and run on the batteries most of the time and not so much on the engine. The Prudential Equity Group said that 80,000 hybrid cars were sold in the U.S. in 2004. Now J.D. Powers reports that 256,000 hybrid cars were sold in 2006. No matter how you look at the hybrid car, they look good, they're fuel efficient, low emissions, tax rebates, excellent mileage, and they come in trendy, fashionable models that can deliver that speed that you want. Go green.